I just want to say thank you for coming. Thank you for logging in remotely, for whoever did log in remotely, and thank you for watching this later for those who are watching it later. Um, so I'm going to start off with a quick introduction. My name is Wyatt. I am the dining manager, and I'm also the Central Florida SmartRide Representative. This will be my third ride, although I'm not a rider. So I don't get to say ride, I guess, but this will be my third Smart Ride that I get to participate in. SmartRide for me was kind of like a last minute thing when in 14. I got added like 2 weeks prior and went in, thought I'd never come back. Went back for 15, thought I'd never go back. And here I am going back for 16. Being completely honest, it's an amazing experience. It's a lot of hard work. It is, at times, you'll have moments where you feel absolutely like you're just ready to be done with life. But once we get to that closing ceremony, when they talk about how much money we raised, and they do the whole ceremony saying, this is what we've raised, we have the riderless bicycle that goes up, everybody's pretty much in tears. You forget about all that crap. But I want to give you kind of like a breakdown of what dining crew goes through. I can't speak for any other crew. I know they all have their own jobs and they work really hard too. But for our crew, it is a lot of long hours. So for the dining crew, Thursday night, which is what we refer to as O-Day. O-Day is orientation day. Everybody that participates in the ride must be there Thursday night for orientation day. That's the whole checking in, going through safety training, or the safety video. You have to go through a whole process of different check-in steps before you're actually like cleared to go out. They have like a little name badge for you, and you hit each one, they give you a little sticker on the back. You get to feel special when you have all 4. And that basically will tell them that you are ready to go, you're cleared. After you've done that, so you hit that training thing and everything like that, then you kind of report for like the first day. So Thursday is a kind of crazy day in the sense that we're dining crew, but we're going to do just a few things related to dining that evening. Thankfully, every year so far, Darden has come in on Thursday night and fed everybody. They set up everything and they serve everybody. Because we have to go to a meeting. So what happens is we have the crew eat first and go to a meeting during the time that everyone's eating dinner. But prior to that, we have to help with setting up. So tables, chairs, whatever needs to go out into the, I don't know what it's, I think it might have a specific name. There's a stage that's out in the courtyard outside of the Shalala Center at University of Miami. So we have a huge opening ceremony there on Thursday. You get to see that, so you don't have to stress. You get to actually hear the stories that make you cry to start. And we have a couple of meetings. Thursday night, everyone goes to their designated sleeping area. Now back up a little bit and kind of get to how do you get down to Miami? So you have a couple of options. If you're on Team America Love, you are welcome to join us on our bus. Thursday, you will come down on a motor coach that will carry the riders, some riders, and some crew. It's, if I recall correctly, it even has like power outlets and stuff on it, so you can plug your devices in and ignore life on the way down. Have that whoosah moment. Mm-hmm. Because you're going to need it. When you show up, I think your first stop is at the university. You guys don't go to the hotel right away, so like your luggage and stuff will stay on the bus. And then we get into that process of getting you guys checked in, all through the safety and everything like that. And then you come over to one of the ballrooms. I want to say we're like whatever name we are, but it's a volunteer staff area, and so we're serving lunch over there in the afternoon. But after you guys get all checked in and everything, you'll go over there, and then we'll send you out for whatever needs to be done. Sometimes it's already done, and we get really lucky, and it's not a lot of work. But most times we need to make sure we're out there to help out everybody else. Shalala Center. And it's always busy, so make sure you get there quick. Put your order in and get your Java juice, because if you need it, you're going to want to get it quickly. Like I said, Thursday night wraps up after the closing ceremony. We have to help clean up the courtyard. So we'll go out, we roll up tables, chairs, stuff like that. Typically, the rental company will come and pick up all of that stuff that night. So really, it's just a matter of us waiting for them to show up and collect that before we're able to get out. And I don't usually, last couple of years, we haven't held everybody for that. It's just been a couple of us because there's really no need, because they load the truck. It's just a matter of getting everything out there and stacked. So Thursday night, you'll go to the hotel, especially if you're a crew and your team air club and everything. We'll put you in our hotel with the riders Thursday night, so you get to stay in a comfy room. Friday morning, you have to report at the Shalala Center at 3:30 a.m. Yeah, it's really early, but we're the first to get the coffee, so you know we're good. We start early because we need to brew the coffee, and the crew, other crew teams will be coming to get their breakfast and everything, so that they can get in place before the riders show up. So then we feed the riders. Total number of people between crew and riders is about 800 people. So we start right about 4, I think, is the breakfast open time for the crew, and I think the riders show up between 5 and 5:30. Ride out this year is 6:38 a.m. and I can give you a specific because that's sunrise, and we always do it at sunrise. We'll go out there. One of the things that it's important to realize is we're not cooking. We're not making the dinner, lunch, and breakfast. Most of our locations will either have a caterer on site that's handling all of that, or we'll have picked it up, and all our job is to serve. So Friday morning, our caterer is from the University of Miami. They will have all the food. They handle all of that. They keep it stocked. They keep it refreshed and everything like that. We're not responsible for that. We help them if they need it, but typically they have like 2 or 3 people that they have that just take care of it. We are on another table where we have several coolers filled with Gatorade, so the riders can fill up their bottles and stuff like that before they ride out. But we also are brewing coffee like crazy because people want the coffee. And then of course I think we'll have like milk and orange juice, little things like that. So basically we're going to handle kind of the beverage side of breakfast. Once everybody has been fed and we'll start to clean up, you'll start to hear a lot of ruckus going on just out front of the building that we're at, because we're not at the Shalala Center on Friday. I can't think of the name of the building, but it is the actual like stadium or in the basketball court place. The name will come to me like as I'm going to bed tonight. But you'll hear a commotion up front. They'll be playing music, and people will start hearing cheerleaders and everything like that. And that's getting everybody geared up for the ride out. So what happens at that point is 500 riders will all start lining up in this little thing and getting ready to go. And what we'll do at that point, we go over and watch and cheer our people on and kind of give them that woohoo. You're gonna have to be woohoo from this when you wake up. And it's a lot of it is we're cheering the crew on as they're coming in, and we're also cheering the riders on when they come in, because they're getting up, they're waking up, oh gosh, I have a long day. So we're kind of trying to be like, oh my god, you go here, coffee, you're gonna need it. Have good luck out there. You're gonna do a great job, And one of the things we'll say a lot is drink and pee, because we want the riders and our crew to stay hydrated. Medical can pull you at any time if you have any type of issues. For riders especially, that's more of a concern for them than us, but we just want you to stay hydrated, make sure you take care of yourself. But we'll stop, we'll go watch the ride out, cheer everybody on, they all ride out, and ride out takes, I think, about 10, 15 minutes or so, and they're playing music and cheering them on. There's police escort out front, holding traffic. It's a big, big hoorah. As soon as everyone's gone, we go back over to our little station, make sure we clean up everything else that we may have left. Sometimes we're done by the time they ride out. Sometimes we still have a little more to do. We'll load all that into the box truck that we use, which is provided by Poverello. And then we load up in our vehicle or vehicles, and we move to the next point. And we go from the University of Miami straight to Hawks Cay. That's the 100-mile mark. So we go straight for 100 miles. I will tell you that last year we left University of Miami probably about 30 minutes after the last rider pulled out from the front. When we got to Hawks Cay, there was already a rider or two there. So some of them are there, but most of them take their time. So it's not a stressful thing, but we do go straight down to Hawks Cay. At that point, we help with areas that may be needed, such as setting up the tent, not the tent itself, but like setting up tables, putting tablecloths on it, if they need that assistance. We'll also have some sandwiches and stuff available for the crew who's there coming for lunch. The people who do show up early can get lunch. There's not anything that we have to do in terms of like serving. We will then work our way into dinner, and dinner is usually a big thing on Friday. So I don't have any of the videos that I normally would show at our info session because I didn't have time to really get those together. However, the dinner is like the midway ceremony. That night they give away awards, highest fundraiser for a rider, highest fundraiser for crew, team, largest fundraiser teams, stuff like that. There's an award, a big thing, and they're usually themed. So this year, the theme for the entire ride is, of course, Pedal to Paradise. But in addition to that, they're going to be traveling the Yellow Brick Road. So Oz is kind of coming into the picture here. At each pit stop, they're going to meet the characters in order. So they're literally going down this line of different pit stops and water stops and everything, and they're taking it in order of the movie. So I think the first one is Scarecrow. I'm a bad person. I was never a fan of it, so I didn't watch it. But I think it was Scarecrow, Tin Man, and Lion, and then they started fighting the witch. So there's along the way. So what's going to happen is that at the Friday night Hawks Cay dinner, there's going to be some sort of theme that kind of falls in line with that. What that theme is hasn't been determined just yet. We're still in the process of kind of working that out with the caterer because our caterer really loves to like go all out for these things. And we want to make sure that it's something that you as a crew can do because you're kind of, if you're going to do it, you kind of do it on your own. But we try to make sure that it's something that you could throw on like red shoes, or if you want to wear a Dorothy dress, wear a Dorothy dress. I'm not wearing a Dorothy dress. And I sure ain't wearing heels. That would be a disaster. So anyway, at that point for dinner, we'll set up, and the tent, usually it's one continuous tent. Last year we did have a mishap where a tent was actually destroyed through wind gusts prior to our arrival. So we had a giant gap between the serving tent and the dining tent. But I think that's actually the new setup now. We're actually going to just keep that as the setup this year. So what is, we end up at the serving tent, we'll have like 2 or 3 rows of tables set up, and I think last year we ended up being able to serve 4 lines continuously. The executives sometimes jump in on Friday night and help, but a lot of the executives are out riding now. And so after they've been riding all day, we really don't look at them and say, okay, you gotta get up here and serve food. We got this, we don't mind. We serve food, we'll rotate out breaks and everything like that. And of course, we encourage our staff to eat prior to serving, because it could take a little bit of time. We want you to make sure you're yummy in the tummy. After all that, we'll clean up. We'll do as much of the cleanup as we possibly can and prep for tomorrow morning, or the next morning. Saturday morning, we don't get up as early, but we do get up early. So usually myself, 1 or 2 other people will be up at like 3:30 in the morning. We start brewing the coffee to get it ready for everybody when they get up. I don't know if you're coffee drinkers, but if you are, you know how it is if you don't get your coffee. there's about to be some faces torn off. And I may not have the best looking one. I kind of want to keep it done. So we'll get up, we'll start brewing the coffee. Our caterer is setting up the food. So in essence, what our crew is doing is our crew is just making sure that those coffee things stay full. And this last year, I brewed the coffee. We have these large kettle brewers, and then we pour them into urns, and they're carried out. So there's like a little few steps between the back of our villa where we're doing that to where they're serving. So that's the primary goal, is to make sure that the coffee stays stocked. So you're telling us that you're running low, you're making sure that there's creamers, sugars, all that stuff, kind of making sure that everybody's happy as they can be that early in the morning. And then after they've gone through and they've eaten their breakfast and everything like that, they'll all go line up again for another ride out, at which time everybody's welcome to go and cheer on the group again, because we want to make sure that we're still doing that motivation. Go cheer out the group. Ooh, they have a 65-mile day that day. As soon as they ride out, we quickly go through, we get everything loaded onto the truck. We'll help the caterer. We do what we can to make sure that we leave Hawks Cay or any place that we're at as good or better than we found it. So when we go in, it's going to look beautiful. We want to leave it beautiful or super beautiful, or even super beautiful, whatever. Sleeping on Friday night. If you want a private room, they're very limited, and they cost $365 as an upgrade. Otherwise, you get to stay in a villa. You'll share a villa with a few people. Typically, they do keep females with females, males with males. And if you don't want to share a bed, or if you're not comfortable sharing a bed with somebody, if you don't know them, we encourage you to bring a sleeping bag to make sure that you can separate. There's not a guarantee that your villa will be full. So there could be, plenty of room for you to take a whole bed and chill, and you're great. But this year our riders have sold out. So our crew is probably going to be larger, which means we're probably going to be utilizing a lot of the spaces to make sure that we have everybody housed. That being said, Saturday morning they ride out, we pack up, we go to Key West High School. So Saturday is a kind of a half day type thing. It's not 3 in the morning until 10, 11 at night, but it's still a long day because you're still tired. You will tend to feel yourself dragging, but we try to motivate each other and keep each other going. When we get to Key West High School, that's kind of where we start doing our pack out, or our load out, or upload, download, I can't remember the exact term. Basically, we start getting our stuff prepared so that it can be loaded on the truck for storage, because it's going to go to the warehouse. But during this time, in the courtyard of Key West High School, we're serving ice cream that is provided by Kilwins. So we're scooping, sending, I think, because these riders have been in that heat, they want that ice cream. There's usually a caterer or somebody who prepares a lunch meal for everybody. So of course you can go get your food. And then we man a table that has a bunch of the different Gatorades and drinks and stuff for people. And so you're going to be seeing the riders as they come in, and we'll rotate out because it's really cool to go up to the front of the high school where the bus ramp is and watch the riders making their final entrance for that ride in. A lot of times you'll see your team members, like our executive director Angus or some of the other team members, and they look so exhausted, but they also look like they have a sense of achievement because they just rode 165 miles. I did it too, but in a car. So anyway, they get to come in, take a break, get their massage, go through the medical if they need it, all that stuff. And then what happens is they'll start to kind of round everybody up a little bit later. We'll start cleaning up a little bit. They'll start rounding everybody up, and then we start making our way down to, I want to say, the White Street Pier, but I don't know if that's where we're going this year. I think we may be going to a different pier this year. And then what happens is everybody lines up. They do a parade through Key West with the crew and, the top crew fundraisers and the riders. Out to the pier, they do their ride on for the riders. So we cheer them on as they're riding on, big woo. And then they introduce the crew, and then the crew walks in, and the riders usually give us a big hoorah, because they know that they're like our stars, but we're also like their back. We got them. They need us, but we need them too. They'll do the ceremony. Ceremony ends around usually about 2:30. That's the riderless bicycle, the money we raised, everything like that. Big scream, hoo ha ha ha. About that time, we're done. Like officially, a few of us aren't done, but most of the people are done, because some of us have to go back to the high school and make sure that all of our equipment is stored and loaded. I asked the crew to come back and help, because the more people there, the faster we get it done, the faster we all get to break for the day. Not a requirement for everybody. We'll have to get into that for people who are registered as crew. We'll kind of decide that later on down the line. After that happens, we go down to our hotel that is booked for our team. It is I want to say it's a hostel. So basically what it is that in the room there's like multiple beds. I think some have 6, some have 4. They're single beds, and we share that night. Basically what happens is that when everyone goes home, they kind of relax, they clean up, take a shower, maybe take a nap, whatever. And then Saturday night, they party, and they party hard. So Duval Street in Key West is like the street with all the bars. They have walk-up windows where you can order your booze and like walk away with it. Holy moly. I got a bucket of rum one time, and I was like walking down Duval Street with this bucket of rum, like drinking, thinking, oh my God, I'm about to go to jail, but you can do this. Key West loves smart rides. So literally every bar down there is like, the street is like shut down for us. Your band will get you into a couple of the bars for free, especially like the official closing parties. But a lot of the other bars will still let you come in with that band as well, even if they're not officially like part of the closing party. Party hard all you want, because Sunday morning, as long as you didn't drive your own car, you get to hop on a bus and let our wonderful driver bring us back. So you can sleep on the bus, you can text on the bus, you can nurse that hangover on the bus, but you're not going to have to drive. So we leave there about 8:30 in the morning, because it is a long drive back from Key West. But we do go from Key West straight to Orlando. So we're usually back about 9:30 at the latest. We will stop. We do meals and all that stuff. We're not going to be like, okay, you're stuck. We get back Sunday night. We unload. You get your stuff. You have your family, your friends, your car, whatever. You're done. And hopefully you have requested the following couple of days off so that you can sleep and recover. I can't lie, like I said, it's a lot of work and it can be stressful, but it's worth it. It's worth the end result, and it really does like help a lot of people. And I think if you work in our field and you've seen some of the things that SmartRide Money has done, it kind of gives it even more of a meaning to you. If you've never done something like this, you hear it. Oh, these fundraisers are a lot of work, and you're kind of like, well, I go in. There's no instant reward for it. In this case, there kind of is. You're going to know how many millions we raise, because we raise millions. We're going to raise millions. And then being that at least a couple of you work in our agency, you understand the limitations of our funding for different things and how that SmartRide funding kind of helps them. So you can kind of already see how that money impacts your clients as well. So you kind of have that all-around experience, which is really awesome. I can't say anything negative about SmartRide because it has been a scary journey for myself. I won't lie, but at the end of the day, it's an amazing feeling. You have that sense of accomplishment, even if you're not a rider. Most people will say they will, once they've crewed and they go and ride, they'll never come back to crew again because it's a lot of work. I'm not putting my butt on the bike, so I guess we're good. But you will feel that same sense of accomplishment that the riders do, because it is just an amazing few days. And when we come back, you're really gonna want to rest, because thankfully this week we have a week between, but or this year there's a week between, but Thanksgiving comes that week after. And of course, MOL, we use SmartRide funds to feed over 400 families for Thanksgiving. So it's kind of like we get a little break, but then we're going right back into it and get back into helping the community. So registration, if you are an agency employee, we do cover that registration. That registration does include your hotel stays, your meals, all that stuff. So you're good. You don't have to come up with any of that stuff. You want to bring a little extra cash because you want to have Starbucks, or if you want to have Starbucks, or you want to buy a souvenir, or they have a SmartRide store at Hawks Cay. These are places where you can spend your money, but really you don't need to have anything prepared because we're going to basically cover everything, including transportation. That said, I'm hopefully not scaring you away, but at the same time being totally honest and kind of giving you like a real world view of what to expect. It's not a cakewalk. It really is not. Go out there and just, we actually have to work, and we work our butts off. Again, that rewarding feeling at the end is like all worth it. Thank you so much for being here tonight and for joining us online.